Good evening, friends. Welcome back to another session of Thinking and Destiny. Before we jump into the subject and before we jump into the wisdom shared by Percival, let us connect to his consciousness. And by meditating on his consciousness, connecting to his consciousness, we will allow the subject flow through me to all of us. Thank you. Please sit in a meditative posture. Cross your legs or cross your feet. Clasp your hands and close your eyes. If you are having an eyewear, take out. We don't need it now. Let us start meditating on Herald W. Percival. We have gone through the religion of gods. We take the religion as a belief so that someone else is governing us. As we are not accepting that we are made up of our thoughts. Our thoughts are ruling us. We want to depend. We want to say some blame, or we want to believe, and before we jump into the wisdom shared by business. And by meditating on his consciousness, connecting to his consciousness, we are taking religion as a media to depend on. But each religion is following a code of moral of conduct. Every religion is based on some moral in which it is operating. He also mentioned in the previous wisdom sharing about the original sin we all made. We all belongs to supreme consciousness. We are the part of that supreme consciousness. But we failed a test. We fall. There is a long fall from that supreme realm of permanence to this earth. So we need to learn our own things. We need to experience. We have to understand whom we are and then move on to our original home. That is the realm of permanence. Whatever we do, whatever we think, is all we should all do to reach to that Edo. The permanent home, the real home. So we should not go after our senses. As long as we go after our senses, we will be in the cycle of birth and death in this earth sphere. So we have to get or gain control over senses. We have to go from doer side to thinker, from where we come from, where we are going, what is our purpose of life. Once we understand, we can go to the thinker to a knower stage, where we can find our real triune self, an intelligent unit. an intelligent matter. This is what the Percival is trying to tell us. We are not alone. We are three people are there inside us. The doer, the knower, the thinker, and the knower. Do not stuck in the doer part. Go beyond that. Think beyond it. And then go to the knower portion of yourself. You have that bliss. You have that happiness. Everything is there within you. Find out and try to reach that realm of permanence in this lifetime itself. Every one of us have given an opportunity to move on to the realm of permanence from this lifetime. Slowly bring your awareness. Let us connect back to the wisdom. Rub your palms and open your eyes with a beautiful smile on your face.
Thank
you, Anila.
Can you start the music? Anila ma'am, please stop the music. Thank you. Namaste, masters. Thank you, Prasanna ma'am, for that short and crisp summary along with the meditation. Thank you so much. So welcome, masters, dear masters. Let us pay our gratitude to Pitama Patriji and Patri ma'am for introducing us to this Swadhyayam, beautiful journey of books. So in the previous week, we learned about, we are in chapter 3 as of now, objections to the law of thought. So here we were looking at section 4, dealing with the wrath of God. So here the idea of justice is inherent in the doer self of every human. And then because man fears, so the wrath of, because of it, because the man fears, the wrath of God is there, and also he asks for the mercy. So mercy is asked by those who are, too weak, or who are too selfish, or who feel too fearful. And then, it is they ask. So that's why this law will be fulfilled. Then we next moved on to the story of original sin. So initially we were all part of realm of permanence, but when we were not able to balance both the feelings and desires, then this world of birth and death started existing, and sometimes we come as a male body, or sometimes we come as a female body, and then we come and try to learn those lessons, how to balance the feeling and desire part of it. So when we learned very well. Prasanna ma'am gave so many examples that when we are able to accept pain and pleasure both equally, then we learn our lessons. Like if we accept pleasure, we should be in the same way we should be able to accept the pain also. Same way, if we are not able to accept, then if we are rejecting the pain, the same way we have to apply that pleasure also, we need to be prepared to reject. So in that way we learn to make the balance between feeling and the desire. Then we moved on to section 6, which deals with the moral code of religions. the responsibility of doers is developed because of the moral code of religion. So doer starts inquiring. He moves from belief to disbelief, and so that's why the religions are created. We learned all those things, and then now we are moving on to the very interesting chapter, how the law of thought operates. So let us learn more from Prasanna ma'am. We invite you. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much. Please take us through this next chapter. We are moving on to chapter 4.
Thank you, Deepika.
Thank you.
Thank you all. Yeah, let us, without wasting much time, let us move on to the next chapter. It is operation of the law of thought. How the thought is operating. We never had thought. Where does actually the thought begins? How does the thought flow? How that the thought will operate? Where actually the thought is starting. Is it in our mind? Is it in our brain? Is it in our heart? Or is it in our body? Where exactly the thought is starting? How the thought is flowing within us and outside of us, and how that is getting manifested. Because we have been saying all these days, we are making our own reality, and our thoughts are nothing but we are making, with the thoughts only we are making our own reality. So before we go exactly how the thought flows, I'll just introduce the few things like matter, what are the units, what is an intelligence. We are actually learning that we are having a nature units one side, the other side the intelligence units, and we are through AI units, we are flowing from the nature units to the intelligence units. That is what we have been learning all these days. So again, I'll introduce, because I have been showing you these charts for a long time. But again, let us see today also again some of those charts. Are you able to see my chart? Okay.
Yes.
Okay, this chart, if you see, right, this is an earth sphere and the 4 worlds. Now, where is that earth sphere? If you see, this is the earth sphere and the 4 worlds. So what are the worlds, different worlds that we have here? That is a light world, a life world, form world. So these are all the different worlds that we have in the earth sphere. These are the, if you see that light world, these are the water, air, fire. Okay, these are all the different world. Earth is a solid one. Light is the fire, and life is the air, and then form is the water. Okay, so these are the different worlds that we have seen. Let me see here. If you see here, this is a circle of these 12 names. We have seen these 12 names previously, how it is coming up. Fire world, air world, water world, and the smallest of all is the earth sphere. So we are thinking, whatever that earth we are able to see, this is the ultimate thing. This is only the thing that we can see. So what is happening in this air, what is fire sphere, these are all the different spheres. So how the matter is existing here. The matter is existing in the form of a radiant, airy, fluid, and a solid states. These are the 4 different states that the matter is existing. So radiant solid, or airy solid, or a fluid solid, and solid solid. But we can see, or we can materialize the things only when it is in the form of solid state. Suppose if I say this is a mouse, this is a solid, I can able to see that, because that is come to the manifest. These are my AirPods. So these are the state that which I can see, or I can materialize the things. Those things only we are able to see, solid states. We are not able to see this airy solid states, or a radiant solid state, or a fluid solid states. What is that? It is not visible to our human physical eyes. If those are not visible, we are not able to see. Not only we, it is beyond our chemistry and physics also. Right now, it's beyond out of the reach of the science, where the investigations of these natural sciences are going on with these 4 substances. How the things are going on. So there's so many investigations are going on with these consciousness things, how this consciousness is posing, because everywhere the consciousness is there in this field, right? How these fields are there, so much research is going on everywhere. So here we can only, out of all the things, we can only see this solid things only we can see. So how, if I can show you one more example, here is the things. Okay, so here if you see solid state of the matter, okay, this is the solid state of the matter that you can see, and then airy state of the matter. If you see the below line, airy state of the matter and fluid state of the matter. So this matter, the below circle, we are not able to see. These solid states, we are only seeing the solid state of the matter only, we are able to see that. The physical plane which is reaching, and those small portions, if you expand, only this portion we are seeing. The other fourfold which are invisible, we are not able to see. But there also, this is also belongs to that human physical world. Life form, light form, life form, and form. So the life, light, and form, these are the three physical planes here referred. Here is the human world, not just the solid plane. We are also referring the light form, life form, and form. So the three other different words also we are referring. All the three are also referring as a physical worlds. But what we know until now is only that earth plane, which is the solid, where you can see, visualize the things with your naked eyes. Then only you are seeing that this is the thing. So what is that you can see? Everything is a nature matter, but what you can see, the degrees of which that you can see, right, of the consciousness, that is a nature matter. The things that we are not seeing, is it not a conscious? Yes, it is also conscious. Everything is a conscious matter. But the thing is, only the nature matter, which is conscious of consciousness. So we are able to see that one. So they are able to pass. Only those things are able to pass the matter that the human eye can see, human body can contact. Other things human body cannot contact, or even though it can feel, you are not able to contact it. Suppose you see that, you feel, you may be feeling that you are thinking about somebody constantly, and that person may be calling you. How many times you would have told that, oh, really, I'm thinking about you, and you call me? So how does that is happening? This is everyday experience, right? So your thoughts are actually traveling, your thoughts are processing. You don't see how those thoughts, now that you have a phone, you can just pick up and call that. That's a different thing. It is not that also you don't know how these waves are and all traveling, right? So that was science was discovered. But even without calling, even you may just say that telepathy or something like that, right? Even without calling also, you are able to see, and you are able to send those thoughts to the other person. So those kind of things, how does these are all happening? Because even without the visualizing the things, there are the things that are working on in this nature matter. So the thought is traveling, the thought is getting manifested. That is what every thought you are just releasing, it is getting manifested. Okay, is that every thought is getting, they will come back, will come. How, what kind of thoughts, how they are traveling, that is what is all this chapter about. Which kind of thoughts get manifested, which kinds of thoughts will not get manifested, what are that light thoughts, what are the arbitrary thoughts, all those things we will see in this particular chapter. There is actually the light of intelligence, everything, the light of intelligence. If you can focus on these thoughts, those are the thoughts which will get reflected, which will get catch the consciousness of this. What is this? This is not the electrical light that you can switch on and you can just focus that light onto that. Suppose if I want to be on the camera, I'll switch off my light, focus on me, and then I can come. This is not the light. This is a physical light. But the light of intelligence, where we are actually not the nature units, we are not focusing on the nature. If we are going to our intelligence side of it, you can focus that light of intelligence on your thoughts, on your different parts of the light. So then you can actually see the other parts of the world also, not just the solid world. The light of intelligence does not affect nature directly by reflection. It won't see that just the nature by just direct by the reflection. Well, the nature streams, because whatever the nature streams, these units are called the transient units. Nature units are called the transient units, are passing through the human body. Those units will be passing through the human body. That is the doer part of it. By thinking, disperse some of the light within the nature matter. By thinking, you can disperse this some of the light into the nature matter. The light which does goes in our thing and stimulates and get manifested side of the nature matter and keeps the nature going on as an instinct, natural selection, or a chemical reaction, other manifestations of the intelligence. So if you are not actually, so suddenly if you think that, okay, you just release the thought and you want it, but the thing is you have not worked on anything or something like that. Suppose if it is destined and you got that one, what you think is, so, okay, you don't think that you have released that thought sometime back. Okay, but only thing is you think that it is all God's, it is all God has done something. If it is a good thing, you say that God has given you the good luck. If it is a bad thing, God has given you the bad luck. So something like that. So while you are hearing, some of the people, I hear one of my friends, she always thinks about like, I don't know, because she had her mother has a cancer. She always thinks that she will be getting a cancer. For some reason, she had that feeling that she'll be getting a cancer. So she's releasing that thought since the time that she knows that she may be getting a cancer, she may be getting a cancer. So one fine day she was detected with the cancer. So that's how it will be. So you are releasing a thought again and again and again. So those thoughts, the thoughts that you are actually releasing it again and again, you may be manifesting those thoughts also. So, so once again, because I have seen from the same person, I have because when she got, because she was very lives very close to me, I have seen the journey that she is going through. So once she got the cancer, then she realized. So then she started reading so many books, and she became so much spiritual, and she learned so many books. Then she learned that whatever that they thought that she really, you won't believe how brave that she became after reading all those things. Then she thought that, okay, this will not, if it is inevitable, I got it. Now only thing is this will not affect me. So she has a strong determination. She used to go, dropping her kid at my home, she used to go to chemotherapy on her own. I was wondered like how much that she is taking care of. Within a 1 year, she became a cancer free with all the treatments. Again, that willpower, right? So the same willpower, she used to tell me, like she used to show me the books, how actually whatever the books that she used to read. So the same thing here also he is saying, whatever you are manifesting, right? So those thoughts will materialize. So if you are going over and over and over again, those thoughts will definitely manifest. But you thought that it is all that God has given you. So while you are manifesting it one side, on the other side, if you say that the God has given you, then there is no point. So the God is nothing but who is there within you. You have manifested those thoughts through the nature units, and the same thing came to you again in the manifested form. Okay. Nature has the name because nature, whatever the nature you have, that is coming as a matter. The matter or the nature matter is manifesting into the 4 elements, the 4 free units. What are those free units, or the 4 elements that we will say in this? Okay. They all belong to all the 4 spheres, whatever that we have seen, light, life, and form world, and also which we have not formed they are not forming the constituent parts of the human body. That's what you are thinking, but the human body has a connection with all those 4 units. We have seen like what are the different parts of the body is connecting to the different parts of these worlds. And these units, right, whatever the units that you are taking, these units are called the transient unit. These are the materials, the physical body of a man made visible, right? Visible with the nature, or with those are the transient units. And then one is the compositor units, which were the units of the human body catching and composing these transient units. Transient units are mattering, and if you are catching, then these are the composing units in the form and in the form of visibility. And the last one is the sense units, which governs all these 4 systems in the human body. We learned the compositor units, and then sense units and transient units. But what about that 4th unit? The 4th unit is intelligent unit. How we are going. So all these 3 transient units and compositor units and the sense units belongs to the body, and you are able to get outside of it. Whereas the intelligent side of the universe, the self-intelligence also, those units are intelligent units, and usually they come from within. Usually they come within. You are not actually going this intelligence. For intelligence, you are not going outside. For sense, to satisfy your senses, you are going outside. But to satisfy your intelligence, or to go within your intelligence, you need to go within. That is what we have to remember. If you want to satisfy your composite, all other things, you have to go outside the nature units. You have to go. But if you want to go to the, you have to go eternally inside. You have to go immortal side of you. It's not the other outside world is a mortal side, and inside one is a immortal side. So in order to go to that immortal side, you have to pass the big one, the triune self, the big triune self. If you pass, then you can go to that intelligent side of the thing. So intelligence is an immortal, undivided. It is not individualized. It is a whole. It's a whole unit. It's an immortal unit. It's an unbroken unit. It is identified as intelligence and never loses the knowledge. So how we can go? So we also have seen the faculties, 7 faculties. I don't know how many of you remember. Let me go back. 7 faculties of, yeah. Yeah, here is the 7 faculties. I'm not sure how well you are able to see this one. This is the 7 faculties, if you see, right? So the light one, here you can see the light, the time, image, focus, dark, motive, and I am faculties. These are all the different faculties: time faculty, motive, image faculty, dark faculty, and the earth, the undermost, the last one is the dark one, is the dark faculty, image faculty, time faculty. It is a motive faculty, I am faculty, and the light faculty. These are all the different faculties. You can go, means if you are not understanding here, do not worry, because you are going to learn all these things throughout this book: the light, time, image, focus, dark, motive, and I am faculties. So each faculty is having that conscious light. Each faculty is having this conscious, the 7 conscious. This intelligence differ from the nature in that nature unit to the intelligence side. So we need to understand, if you are in this, suppose if you are in the dark side of it, if you are in the motive side of, then you are in the nature unit side only. If you are in the leaving that I amness, and if you are moving to the intelligence side, if you are moving to the knower side, then you are going to the intelligence side. So which you are going to the consciousness of the intelligence. You are moving to the consciousness of the intelligence. That's what here say. So once you leave all these things, once you are leaving, in simple, without remembering all these things, in simple, I can say, if you are leaving your sensory perceptions, whatever that things that satisfy your senses, if you can leave, and if you can move on to that intelligent side of it, or if you can move on to the within yourself, whenever you started thinking about who am I, where did I come from, what is our motto, is that all? Did you not feel that, okay, today, Monday morning, I'm getting up, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, I'm just working on, waiting for the weekend parties, class to kids classes, and again Monday start. So this is all going on life and death. What is that everybody is doing? Okay, after we will say the kids, okay, study well, do that well, get a good job, and then again the marriage, again then the same thing is repeating. What is that we come from? Is that the routine things that we came for here? Is that why everybody, why we are doing that? We would have come for some special purpose. Is that only just reproduction and again doing it, all the things that we are doing? What is that? If you think of that, then that's where you started thinking of who am I? Why did I come from? I didn't come just for just like people, everybody is doing. I come for a different purpose. You come for it. Every one of us has a special purpose that we came for it. What is that special purpose? If you can go to that thinker portion of it, so always we are in the doer portion. What we are doing is the doer portion. So if you can just move on, somewhere you have to stop your senses. Somewhere you have to say it is enough to satisfy your senses. Then move on to your thinker portion, why you came from, what is that you are doing it. So once you started going to the thinker portion, then that intelligent side will awaken. Otherwise, as long as you are in the doer portion, you are not at all tapping your intelligent side at all. You are not tapping, you are just to be in the mundane activities of the thing. You somewhere you have to, that is why everybody says that why that meditation is important in your life is just go within. Once you stop thinking about all the other things, you can go within and find the bliss within you. For what we are doing is we are trying to find the happiness in the outside the things. If I buy a new dress, I'm happy for a day. If I buy a new car, I may be happy for a month. If I buy something else, if I buy a new home, I may be happy for a year and then it will become old and I get used and it is done. So what is that? Where is that happiness? Happiness is not lied outside the things. That is where the thinking and destiny, the always is saying is, you have, or any spirituality is saying, happiness is not lying outside. Happiness, you are a happy being. You are a happy being. So people will say, we are not a human beings seeking for a spiritual experience. We think that we are a human beings thinking for a spiritual experience. What we have to understand is we are a spiritual beings came to the earth in order to experience human experience. We are not a human beings. We think that we are just going rounds and rounds and rounds of the human activities, and somewhere we are trying to go to the spiritual activity. That's not the thing. You are the spiritual person. You are that ultimate bliss. You have that ultimate bliss within you. So that is what he's saying. You have that intelligence or bliss or the joy is within you. You need not wait or you need not go after the things in order to find your happiness. At some point, you will realize, the moment I bought a car, I may be feeling so happy that the car that I want to, I can drive 1 day, 2 days, 3 days, and after that, what I feel? I'm done. Or something happened, some scratch happened, then the same car is giving me unhappiness. That is not the one. So that is not the real happiness. Okay. So these are all the nature matters. Whatever that we are seeing, visible to our eyes is a nature matter. So with the doer portion, you are actually manifesting this nature matter that you can see within your eyes. But you have to go to that triune self, go to become the conscious of your consciousness. That's what he is saying. All the nature is conscious, but not the other way around. All the consciousness is not conscious. All the nature is consciousness. Okay. But not all the consciousness is conscious about it. We are all conscious beings, but we are not conscious of our consciousness, which means we are not thinking who we are. We are not conscious of what the intelligence that we are having. So this book, the Percival, is insisting us to become a conscious of our consciousness. That is what he is trying. You are not a nature matter. You are an intelligent being. We are thinking we are a nature matter because we born in this earth, we manifested, we are able to see us and everybody, then we are thinking, but we are not the nature matter. We are the intelligent matter. We are the one who created all the nature matters in the different worlds. So you are the intelligent matter. So don't think that you are just you are on this earth sphere and you will be living only whatever the time that you are living, only that is the period. No, that is not. That is only the temporary thing. You have your permanent home, the realm of permanence, where we have to go ultimately. Before going, we came here for some human experience. Just to have that experience. It could be good or bad, or good and bad is nothing. You wanted to have particular experience. Suppose let us take a star actor. He was star movie actor. He had everything, but he chose to act as a beggar in a movie. So does he become a beggar? No, right? So he is only that he's playing the role of the beggar in that particular movie. Same wise, you are playing the role here, you to experience that. You are playing a role, certain role in this lifetime. Here you may be losing your loved ones, you may not able to reach your loved ones, or you may not able to, you may be because of your daughters or your sons are not talking to you, not doing that. This is all experience that you want to take it. Because of that, you came here. You are experiencing that experience and going off. It is not that permanent one. They are not permanent. You just came for that experience. You did it and gone. You are going off. That's all. So like a movie, once that movie production is over, that actor will go back to his home and he'll be happy, right? Similarly, we are going back to our home realm of permanence and we will be happy because we are the intelligent being. We are the blissful beings. We are not the here a temporary persons. We are the immortal beings. That is what is again and again this book is insisting. Here the offices, he is talking about the three offices: the knower office and the thinker office and the doer office. Okay, if we take the three offices, the knower office, what it is doing is actively selfless. The knower office is actively selfless, or the knowledgeable, passively I-ness or identity. So the one who are actually doing any service without any selfish motive, without any selfless, they are in that particular knower portion. You are seeing so many people, they will cook from the morning to evening and they will go and serve the street people, all those things. So they are not expecting anything from those beggars. They are not expecting anything from those street people. They are just doing the selfless service. They wanted to do that way. Those are the knower portion. They went to that particular knower portion. They are passively thinking about I-ness. They are not active in the I-ness. They are actively thinking about the selflessness. So that is where the knower portion. Whereas thinker portion, what that does do is, thinker portion is actively reasoning. What is that for? Why that come? Why this come? What is the reason behind it? Why we have to do? So many reasoning things, and passively the righteousness. They won't think which one is the righteousness comes next. So actively reasoning portion, they will be thinking about it. Whereas the doer portion, what is that actively they are doing? Can we say, because we are all the doers, we can say, what is the actively that we are doing? Actively we are doing that desire. I want that, I want this, I want that, I want this. This kind of things are actively we are doing it. That is the doer portion, and passively the feeling portion. Suppose if you sit calmly and see, by doing that, what is that you are getting? What is that you are getting the feeling? Suppose whenever you think that I want that, once I got that, what is the feeling you are getting? If you think of that feeling, then you can slowly move to the thinker and then to the knower portion of it. So you have, so where you are in? Are you in the desire portion? Are you in the feeling portion? Are you in the reasoning portion, or are you in the righteousness portion? Are you in the I-ness portion, or are you in the selflessness portion? Which portion you are in? So just think of retrospect every task that we are doing. Then you can slowly move from the doer to a thinker to a knower portion. So don't be ignorant. We are ignorant and we are going over and over about the doer portion. Don't be ignorant and don't be there in the doer portion itself. The law of thought, suppose if you don't do it, what will happen? This law of thought, whatever you are doing, that has to be adjusted and it has to come as a destiny. So you have to come again and again on this earth plane. So don't waste your time on the earth plane. Whatever the thoughts that you have given, whatever the time that you have given on this earth, don't waste. Try to understand yourself. Try to progress your life from the doer portion to the knower portion. How much ever you can do it. It may not come all the way, but remember, every one of us is given a chance to liberate in this lifetime itself. Every one of us, irrespective of how many incarnation you have taken. So every one of us has given a chance to stop this cycle of birth and death and go to that liberation. So try to go to that one instead of going to the again and again and again. Try to go there. Some of the people, whenever I'm talking, okay, I don't mind, I don't care. Today, this life, I'm happy. So let me be happy. Let me be happy and let me enjoy it. I don't believe all these things. So you won't believe, but what will happen? You are wasting your life. You are given us so many opportunities. You are given us so much, because you are given us enough money, enough all the things, means you have given a comfortable life so that you can move. Because if you don't go, if you just imagine, you don't have a food or you don't have a shelter, what you are thinking, you cannot think of spirituality. You have to think about a proper shelter, you have to think about proper clothing and proper food. So your time and energy you have to put on the basic needs. But once you, why the God has provided all these needs? Not to enjoy. He's saying that you enjoy the current, but go beyond that. Because I have given all these things, now you have the time to go to that knower portion, go to the thinker and knower portion, go to that. It is not just to enjoy and just to leave this thing. Okay, thinking the nature, this nature properties of the thought of the, so think of this, how these things are happening, how the thoughts are exteriorizing. If you are not doing it, every thought you are making that comes as an adjustment of the thought. So it will come. So one of my friends, whenever I'm trying to talk about meditation, he always says that, okay, now I'm happy, let me be like this. Whenever I get some cancer or whenever I get something else which is a life-threatening thing, then I will do that. So what he is doing, in a way, he is actually materializing the thoughts. He's actually, his thoughts he is giving to the universe. So he can do only then whenever I got that kind of tough situations, only I can do that. So when you are releasing the thoughts, God will give you the tough situations, and then only you will move to that spirituality. Then only you will be able to move that. So people who have actually getting all the difficulties, don't think that they are a bad people or anything. They are the brave enough people. They want to experience all the things and they wanted to move on to the other side of it. What they are actually removing all their karmic bondage in this lifetime itself. That is about a small introduction about all the matter, intelligence units, and the different units are the different offices of the knower, thinker, and all the things. That is the first portion of our section, the first section of our chapter 4. And I'll start the chapter next section also a bit. Start and stop logical end at somewhere. Okay. The next chapter is talking about mind, thinking. What is the mind? What is the thinking? A thought of a being, the atmospheres of the triune self, and how the thoughts are generated. How these thoughts are generated. It was, if you go through, right, it was beautifully explained, like the thought is not just coming just like that into you. How the thought is actually coming to you, how the thought is traveling within you, how that is going out and exteriorizing and coming back. All the things he has explained. It is a big section. It won't be completed in this class. I'll just start, and maybe next class I'll be able to complete it. Thoughts are generated. The thoughts are generated to balance your mind. Whatever the object, whatever that you have, right, it has to balance the good and bad, or whatever it is, it has to balance. Only it comes to balance concerning the objects of the nature, right? It balance. But you are also given a conscious light of intelligence loaned in your triune self, because thoughts are coming because of the karmic bondage or anything. Your thoughts come, but remember, whenever you remember that you are also the intelligent unit, the thought, when it is coming, you are able to control. This is not the way. This is not the right thought. So he says how the thought is moving. When the thought is moving within yourself, there is a one place it stops, it seems. It stops and it gives you intercept whether this thought is right or not. It checks for the righteousness. Then you say, well, let's go. So you are actually not giving the importance to it. One, if you stop it there and think of it whether it is a right or not, then there itself you stop. You will not move the thought further. You will just stop it. I'll give you an example where we are actually doing it. Small example. Suppose your kids went out. They are driving. They are teenagers. They are driving car and they went out to a party. They didn't come back. They were late by the time they said, what thought you will get it? You think something might have happened to them, isn't it? But immediately you cut the thought. No, nothing would have happened. He is safe. He might have got the delayed at the party itself. That is the reason why he didn't come. How many of you, this kind of thoughts, every one of us will experience it, because there we are very conscious of our thoughts. We are very conscious of our thoughts. That is why what we say is we cut our thoughts. But if you are conscious of the thoughts, every thought that you are making, then definitely you will cut your thoughts. The thoughts which you are not right, you won't manifest them. If you cut your thoughts there itself, you will not manifest them. That is why in meditation, just observe the breath, just cut all the thoughts, because there are so many thoughts are flowing. 60 to 70,000 thoughts for a human being in a day means it's how many waste thoughts we are doing, that. If you are conscious of our thoughts, we won't do that much. Those many thoughts, okay? So the thought is coming from the mind, let us take. So how many mind is how many minds you think you have? I just to explain in the first class itself. We have 3 minds we have. Human has 3 minds, 3 channels of the minds. One is a body mind, which is operating through senses, that is concerning or pertaining to the nature. It is through senses only it is operating it. So that is a body mind. So my tongue needs some taste. I want to eat some sweet today. I want to eat a gulab jamun. The moment I thought gulab jamun, I'll remember the texture of it, the sweetness, how it should be, all the things. So that kind of thing. Hey, I wanted to have the jasmine flowers. Immediately you will get in your mind itself, you will get that how the jasmine flower smells like. You will have that kind of feeling, right? So how the jasmine flower smells, all the things, you will have that kind of feeling. That is so through senses, whatever that it is operating is the body mind. Okay, that's the first mind. Second one is a feeling mind, concerning to your sentiments and feelings. That is a feeling. That is one. The other one is a feeling mind. Suppose you wanted to, you are working somewhere and you have a small baby and you left with your mom or some other. You left at home and you traveled on a business trip. The moment you come, you feel how you are actually wanted to go, right? That feeling will come. That there's how the touch of your baby or all those things, you will be able to see that one. That is actually the feeling mind. And the third one is the desire mind. I want it. That is the one actually we are operating it. Without the desire, we will not be able to operate for anything. Even for the spirituality also, you have to have the desire. I want to know who am I. I want to know what is my purpose of life. That is also the desire should be there. That's a desire mind, feeling mind, and the other one is body mind. So this operating on the feelings, operating on the actions and desires, and operating on the senses. So these are the 3 minds that we have in our body. The body mind is interpreted in terms of senses. The body mind is always senses. Besides these 4 minds, minds, there is a one that is a thing, is a reasoning and righteousness. There is always say that, suppose I have a car now, let us take, I have a car. I want to buy another car just because Tesla came into the market. I want to buy a Tesla. Okay, that's a desire. Immediately the next mind thinker, do I need it? Why do I need Tesla? I have a car which is working very good condition. So then you will start reasoning it. Why do you need it? Is it a right to invest on this? Righteousness. I'm just taking a general example so that you will be able to connect it. So these are all the things that we are actually thinking, right? So everyday thinking. And I-ness, actually the inside your I-ness, that I, the self, the knower is there. The triune self, right? Though this is the one more thing which is actually thinking, available to the doer. So this is the one which will give you the right judgment. For anything that you are doing, nobody else need to be given a judgment. If you are sitting quietly and if you are actually doing it, your own self will give you the right judgment. Because your own self or my own self or somebody own self, that self, all that intelligence is only one unit, intelligent unit. It thinks always the right. It knows what is right, what is wrong. If you can go to that particular part, that I-ness part, that will give you the triune self, the knower part, it will give you the right. Otherwise, you will be in the different minds, you will be removed. So whenever you are thinking of this I-ness, you are actually holding the conscious light. Consciousness, hold that conscious light on your thinking. That's what he is saying. Hold your conscious light on your thinking. Do not just like think it. Just hold a conscious some light on your thinking, and then, which means that whether this thinking is right or not. Am I doing a right or wrong? For every thought that you are releasing, if you started thinking, because after I started reading this book and after doing this, if not only every thought, every word I'm hearing, is it required for me or not? Is it right at this moment or not? This kind of thought is actually, because means by doing that thought, what I'm becoming is I'm becoming aware of the things. The more awareness, the more you will go into the thinking. The more you are going into thinking, you will be going into the knower portion. I have been experiencing so many things after starting this book, like wherever somebody asks some question, immediately that may not be there. But if I can just think of it, meditate on it, meditate on it in the sense, think. Just release the thought and think of it. You will get the answer through so many things. Or even with your intuition also, you are able to get the answer. So means once you know that that intelligence is within you and you are getting that answer through intuition from within you, as soon as you get that particular thing, then you will understand that everything is there within you. You have to experience that. If I say that, you may not able to get it, because there are so many. Let us take today's lesson only. I went back and forth for 3-4 times, because I didn't understand one time whenever I read. So these things, whenever I'm having this whenever I'm having thinking mind, that knower mind will activate somewhere and will make me to understand how this is happening, what is the flow of this book. So that is why every class, whenever I'm starting, I'm connecting to that consciousness of the author, so that he can give that intelligence, pass on whatever that he think while writing the book, he can pass on through. Every one of us can learn the things. The functions of the knower and thinker and doer are to think things as a knowledge, rightness. Thinker is thinks as a law and reason. So he thinks as a means that the knower thinks as a knowledge and righteousness. The thinker thinks as a law and reasoning and justice. How does it happen? Whereas the doer is thinking it as a desire and feeling. Okay. Beauty of the desire should think as a power. The beauty of the desire is we should think as a power. Whenever you can think something, you are able to get it. So I wanted to. So you just think about from your life, from where did you start and where you are here now. So everything you desired for it, you want for it, and you got it. So when I can do that, think as a power. Oh, I can do anything that I wanted. So when I am doing my 10th grade, I want to become this, I became. After that I want to become this, I became. So we are all actually doing in the physical life, whatever we want to do it, we are able to do that one. Definitely we are doing it, right? So when we are doing it, think that as a power. Oh, I have that thought power. Whatever I can think, I'm getting it. So once you got that a thought power, then you start use that thought power, keeping in the real good things, knowing of yourself and going within inside you. So then you will be able to achieve the things. You use that power, right? Use that power as your feeling and desire both. So don't use that power as a body mind. We are using, until now we have used as a body mind and senses, and we think ourselves as we are the senses, we are the body mind. So we have satisfied our body mind in all these days, but now go beyond that. And then he is explaining, next he is explaining how the thoughts are there. What are the different kinds of thoughts we will be getting it? The different kinds of thought we are getting is, for any human being is getting, is sexual thoughts, elemental thoughts, emotional thoughts, and intelligent thoughts. These are all the 4 different thoughts we will be getting it. I need not explain like what are these sexual thoughts. You know, right? These are all the senses, pleasure. These things we are getting those thoughts. And he explains later how the sexual thoughts are entering into your body, how the elemental thoughts are entering into your body. All these things he is explaining. So he is saying sexual and elemental and emotional thoughts are entering outside the body to inside. They are coming outside to inside. Whereas intelligent thoughts are coming within. They are coming within. They are stimulating within your thing. So you are the intelligent, and you are actually, those intelligent thoughts are coming within yourself only. Okay, that's what he is saying. So they started without, and these thoughts are coming with thoughts of the subject of light, life, and form worlds are conceived by the men. So all these thoughts are the physical things conceived by the men. Men in the sense, men and women, like human beings conceived by the men are the physical things. But once you are going to the triune self, you will be able to concern those intelligent thoughts, and you will be able to see that thinking which is not attached to the objects. You will start thinking which is not attached to, you may be thinking about a car, you may be thinking about a job, you may be thinking about a promotion, a salary hike. This is all thinking with the physical objects. Whereas thinking, you have to develop a thinking where you should not attach with the objects. Those are not objects. You have to go beyond that. You have to go the intelligent side of it and attach to it. Then only you will be able to understand like what exactly the knower portion of it. For time's sake, I'll stop here. Okay, I'll stop here. Will expand for these thoughts later in the class, and I'll open it for the session for the questions.
Thank you, Prasanna. That was wonderful. So, dear friends, please feel free to put forth any of your questions, if anything is not clear, please unmute yourself and feel free to ask. That was so beautiful when you said that thinking is power, right? Yeah, we never gave a thought that, okay, it is so powerful. We manifested so many things from childhood if we think of it. So it is, yeah, definitely it is so powerful. So, yeah, rightly said that we have to move in that direction of knowers,
Yes,
intelligent mind. It's so wonderful. It's eye-opening. I think it is mostly clear for everyone. I don't see any.
I hope so. It is not
Yeah.
it is not, definitely it is not a, what do you say, just like that easy subject, because I know you have to listen
Very
again
true.
and again. You have to
Today
go back.
when I tried to prepare the summary, even I was like, oh God, what is this? Like, what did we understand last week? It is really definitely it is so, but because of your examples, you make it very simple and easy to understand, easy to correlate. It is really, you're able to,
Yeah,
make it
I'm
simple
trying my
for us
level
to
best
understand.
to make it simple. I'm trying my
Yes,
level best
yes,
to make it
you are
simple.
doing it wonderfully. Because if you just take out the book and sit with it, definitely I'm sure like we'll drop it off with the first chapter or the second chapter. But because you're giving it examples, we're able to, you're mostly simplifying it. It's very good. I really love the way you explain. You gave the examples so simple to understand
Thank you,
properly.
thank you.
Yeah, even one of my friend, even I remember very well. She also used to say the same thing. Her dad has diabetes, so every time she used to say the same thing. Oh, I need to be careful. I need to take care because he had it will come. It will be there in the genes. The same thing when you said somebody about the cancer, I could relate very much. Even I was also telling, why do you want to repeat so many times? No, you don't have to. It doesn't manifest, but it is there already in the genes. It has already come to me. Already it is there. She was like,
No, it is there. No. In every one of our body, we already have a cancer cells, but you are manifesting it more. You
yeah.
are feeding, because we have a healthy cells, we have a cancer cells. To which cells you are feeding? That's important. That's important, right? Why
Yeah.
we are actually listening? Because even for the food or anything, right? So everybody says, why in the PMC? First thing they'll say is, okay, if you are vegetarian, non-vegetarian, don't come to the meditation. First become vegetarian and come. That's what people. Oh, they didn't allow me for the inner journey because I'm not a vegetarian. So many people complains also. But the thing is, see, not only for the spiritual things, even for the physical things, the cancer and all those things, if you take that, how much, to which cells you are feeding? Are you feeding to the good cells? Are you feeding to the cancer cells? When we are in the childhood, we used to listen very rare, right, cases, the cancer cases. Maybe one case in 10 years we used to listen. But
Yeah.
now, how many we are listening?
Yes.
Because what cells we are feeding? Everybody is thinking that it won't come to me until it comes to you.
Yeah, very true.
You should have your knowledge to what we are feeding. You should have the knowledge which thoughts you are giving energy, which cells you are giving a food. If you have that knowledge, you definitely will be in the positive direction, and you can give a better tomorrow for your next generation. We are all thinking we want to give a good home, good car, good properties, but we
Yes.
have to good environment. If the good soil is not there, if the good fresh air is not there, what are they going to do with all the properties that you are going to give? So
Very,
that for that we have to actually work it out.
yeah. Right thinking is so much important. Like even for
Important.
example, we hear, right, Maggie is no good. Like usually we have seen so many examples of, when you burn it, the plastic is there. Though it is propagated and we know that it is not good, even same thing with either the smoking or alcohol, everybody, they
Yes,
only,
yes.
the product they mention that it is not good or it's not suggested or something like that. But still we go for it. So that is what we are only feeding towards the senses and not towards the intelligent side. So
Intelligent side of it.
yeah,
Yeah.
very true. So it is how we, we want to, where we want to focus.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Uh,
I think
I
no
think
questions.
everyone
No
is
questions.
clear, I think.
Thank you. Thank you, Deepika. Thank you,
Yeah.
Anula, for
Thank
hosting
you so
and
much. Thank you all, friends. Let us meet again in the next
next Friday.
book club of Thinking and Destiny. Thank you all for joining today.